Trailblazers, welcome to my outdoor obstacle park for the first time doing some obstacles with my 2019 Thoroughbreds. This is fairly obvious. I'm going to show you some of the obstacles here at my park, as well as a couple tips for when I'm taking them over the obstacles for the first time. So here we're going to get started with what I call the pizza slice bridge. So it's basically a rock with a bit of a ditch dug out on either side to give the horses a little bit of a depth perception obstacle to deal with, but it's not super deep, so if they do step down into it, they're not going to really hurt themselves. And so doing this, I'm going to show you here how I don't really set her up really well, and she kind of just goes over it. So one of my first tips, if you're going to be doing obstacles with your horse, I want you to watch how I do this differently here, where I stop her and I encourage her to think about her feet, and then I allow her to go across the bridge. And that's really important. I would rather my horses slow down and think about where to put their feet than just be going, and then fall off of it or something like that. So here's a different type of bridge. It's a step type bridge, and it can be done in either directions, and I'll end up doing it the other way as well, where it's a step down. Usually stepping up is easier for horses than stepping down, because stepping down, sometimes they have momentum and they just kind of don't hold their balance and fall down. So you'll see this time when she steps down, she just kind of gets a little bit crooked because she kind of jumps down a little bit. So I'll come back and I'll do that again. And then that's a little, what we call a banana bridge, because it is curved like a banana on the bottom. So it teeters if it's on one side, or it's flat if you do it on the other side. And what I want to show you guys here is how I'm going to help Fairly learn to slow down and think, because those bridges she didn't do that good. And then you can see it kind of got carried away there, and she started to do that one not very well either. So I stop, I slow her down, and I'm going to say, hey, let's think about your feet. And so when I say stop and slow her down, I'm talking about before and after the bridge. Usually when it comes to the bridge, I don't stop my horses on them unless they're super confident, because I want them to just maintain forward momentum and stay straight. And if you try to stop horses on a bridge before they're ready, usually they'll fidget and they'll just fall off of it and hurt themselves. So it's better to let them go forwards over the obstacle, and then just work on the before and after piece of being slow. So here you can see she walks over pretty nicely, and then I reinforce the stop and just think and breathe. I give her the positive reinforcement there, and then I'll come back and I'll do the bridge the other way, this time slowing her down for the approach, and then I'm going to stop her afterwards, because I want to encourage her to stop and rebalance herself and not just kind of fall forward. So you can kind of see the difference there of when you focus on those stops before and after, and how that kind of helps them a little bit. So here's another look at a different bridge. And I'm always trying to get my horses to do the obstacles without me if possible, because it just helps them gain more confidence. So that's a little example there of sending the horse, like using a sending posture to have them come out rather than me going over it with her.
Yeah.
So here I'm going to switch ponies and show you Bling. And Bling was naturally more confident with most of the obstacles compared to Fairly. Fairly took a little bit more time to get her comfortable with a few little things. Now I'm going to show you some of the different obstacles we have. Here's a bit of a rock garden that the horses have to navigate and step through. Just encourages them to look at their feet. And then here's a suspension bridge that kind of moves when they go on it. And again, afterwards, reinforcing that stop and balance and think about where you're going. So this obstacle coming up was actually the only one that she struggled with, which was the ditch. So we just worked on slowing down and thinking about where we're going. And now you can see it's no problem for her. And you can see she actually stops to check in with me afterwards, which is perfect. And that's kind of what I want, is I want the horse thinking, complete the task, and then think, halt. So here with the skinny bridge, especially, you want to make sure your horse just stays straight and moves forward off of that. If you don't want to try to stop on something like that, because your horse will probably just fall off of it. So having momentum and staying forward is your friend. So I hope you guys are finding this interesting and learned a couple new little things if you want to attempt some obstacles with your horse. Remember to like this video, subscribe, and comment, and tell me what you think of my Thoroughbreds for the 2019 makeover. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.